Hey guys, Jamie here, keeping it coy. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. I hope to earn your subscription today. So in today's video, we're going to have another look at the Fry. I'm going to do a bit of an update on the air filters. Been asked by another YouTuber to do a bit of an update on them, and also we've got some fantastic footage of the Blue Tits. So stick around for that, and we'll catch you all in a bizzle. So as you can see, the tank is all back to being clear again. I've given all that food that was left in that bowl to the fish outside, because it's got a much bigger and better filtration system on it. So you'll see in here now that all the Coppens Advanced food is gone, that it's all nice and clear. They actually think I've put food in at the minute, so they're all going crazy, but it's their last feed of the night. As you can see, there aren't many fish left in here now, although they're getting quite big, so the tank still looks full. But yeah, they're all, most of them are around 4.5 to 5 inches now in here. Bear in mind this is a 4-foot tank, guys, so that's the whole tank there in frame. They're getting pretty big. But yeah, got some really nice ones coming along here. I think the best ones are outside, but although my shower being indoors here obviously hasn't got, or the Benny isn't very strong, but I'm hoping when he gets outside he'll brighten up a bit. Still got the odd lemon harawaki in here. Jinring or Chiba. Not Orchiba, Chagoy even. There's one of the big Orchibas. Another Orchiba. No colour yet. Well, one of them does have a tiny speck of brown somewhere, but not a lot. Another little Jinrin. I think that was an Orchiba. Yeah, you see some brown coming through on his back now. Got a plain orange one there. Not too sure what he is. Say he used to be white when he was tiny, but he's now orange. Only a pale orange, but again I don't know whether that's because he's inside. A few Natsubas still in here. Not sure whether this one's going to be a Kahaku or another Orchiba, but just sort of a whiter version. But we'll see. He'll go outside with the rest eventually and brighten up. But yeah, got a couple of Makashis in there. Got I think an Akamatsuba as well down the back there. Starting to go a darker orange now. His back's starting to darken up as well. I think there's 2 in there actually. I think that little one there, I think he's starting to go that way as well, although his face is still a bit white. But again, another one that was very white when he first arrived, but we'll see. Give them another inch or 2 and we should hopefully be able to tell fully what they all are then. But yeah, because there's so few in here now, the water parameters are all back under control, so they're back up to their normal feeding regime. So just going to give them their last bit of food of the night. Excuse the camera work, just trying to grab some food. Nom nom nom. Yeah, you have to excuse the mess in there today. They were clean this morning instead of this evening, so it's a bit messy in there at the minute. But at least we can see them again now. It is absolutely, other than the obviously the waste floating about in there, it is absolutely gin clear. Cleaned the glass today at the front. The back looks like it could do with a clean, but meh. I use the magnet most of the time, similar magnet to Andy at Koi Pond Lifestyle, but today I got the old sponge in there and gave it a damn good scrub. That's my fish tank and pond sponge. So yeah, they're eating all the sinking pellets at the minute, and then when they realise that they're all gone, I'll go back up there and get the floating ones. It was weird, before I that week that I put what was it? I did one lot of 2, one lot of 3, and one lot of 4. So yeah, 9 fish I moved out in 1 week when the nitrites started going back up a few weeks back. And since I've moved them 9 fish out of here, the personality of all these fish has completely changed. They're a lot more skittish than they used to be. They're not as friendly. I was hand feeding them before I'd moved them 9 out. They were absolutely fine, and whenever I walked past the tank to go outside or just even come in the kitchen, they were all at the front of the window. Feed me, feed me, feed me. But now, when I mean, it's been what, 2 weeks at least since I moved the fish outside, and even now, 2 weeks later, I walk up to the window and they're all in the back corner. It's only when I sit here and wait for a few minutes that they all sort of calm down and realise it's about to be feeding time, because I have my little stool next to the tank with all my rubbish. Bear in mind, once all the ponds are finished and this tank goes, the kitchen will be clean again. But yeah, I've just got me piles of tools. I've been well, you'll see it in the daytime, but I was doing some grinding work today, sort out a little bit of garden that I wanted to. Obviously the Japanese garden's all finished now, and I am going to be back out working on the pond tomorrow because I got a day off. Whoop, whoop. It is my only day off this week, so I won't be getting it finished, that's for sure. But Winder's still not here. Not heard yet from Tuffex, but as I said in the last video of my Japanese garden, I will give them a call on Tuesday after the bank holiday, as it is bank holiday Monday tomorrow, hence it's a day off for me. Whoop whoop. But yeah, so that's the fry. They're all doing good, so I'll catch you tomorrow. So 3 more fish to go into the outdoor tank from the indoor fish tank. Got a plain white one. The last plain white one did develop some sumi, so could be a Shiro, yet to develop any. Could be just a boring old white one. It's definitely not a platinum, but we'll see. Got the Makashi in there as well, and then a orange one. Not too sure if that's a Orangi or what at the minute. But yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see on that one. He does still have white lips, so not too sure. And he's got white tips on the end of his all of his fins, his dorsal fin, his pec fins and his tail fins. So we will see. We will see. I'm going to pop them in the bag because I'm going to need to acclimate them today, because the fish tank is at 21 degrees as always, and the outdoor pond, because of how warm it is today, is up to 23 degrees. Well, nearly 24, it's 23.8. So yeah, I'll get these bagged up and get them floating in the vat. Right, snap back in a bizzle. Right, so they've been floating now for about half an hour. So we'll get them out of the bag and let them have a bit more room. Although it is getting very crowded in there, but it's still more room than the fish tank. They've just been fed, so I'll let these guys settle in and I can have some feed later on this afternoon. There goes number 1. There goes number 2. And number 3 is going to come out backwards. There he goes. Hello, buddy. He's watching me. Loads more room, mate. Orange one's down there. And the Cashie's just swum off. Down there, he's going quite well actually. And yeah, there's too many Macashies in there to work out which one's which. But yeah, no, they're all happy. They'll do lovely in there. I just can't believe how quick some of these are grown. I mean, Mr. Benthead, those of you that can remember down there, Mr. Benthead, he's what? About 20 centimetres now? Absolutely crazy. Another Orchiba down there, probably about 20 centimetres as well. Got Lemon Harawaki that's pushing 20 as well. My old favourite Orchiba that unfortunately has lost all his colour. Just there. He's pushing 20 as well now. So, yeah, bit of a fry update. They're all loving it in there, and if I sit back down, they're all calm down. Ooh. They don't like me hanging in the pond with my phone. If I chuck them although I said I won't feed them just yet, but if I chuck them some treats, I'm sure they'll be up. They all normally are. There you go, straight up. Still a bit skittish because I've just had some new ones chucked in. So they're doing fantastic in there. So I'm going to leave them to it, let them chill out for a bit, and then in a couple of hours give them a bit more food. Hopefully then I'll see the newer ones up and munching. Right, catch you all in a bizzle. Hey guys, just been watching the Blue Tits feeding all their babies. I've got some decent shots of them being fed for once, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when I edit this video, I'm going to put in the shots of the babies being fed by Mummy and Daddy Blue Tit. Hope you're as interested as I was. I just sat there for 10 minutes watching them. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, hey guys, as you can see, there is less and less fish in the fish tank these days because they're all being moved bit by bit out into the Blagden grow-on vat. There's a couple more in there that's just about the right size to think about moving out there now. But today I've been asked by a fellow YouTuber from across the pond to do a bit of an update on my air filters. So I've got obviously, where am I there? Got one there and one that's just out of view beyond the glare on the fish tank there, the bigger ones. Now he's recently just done a review on these, but I've had these up and running now for a good 6 months, and yeah, to be honest, they've been working an absolute treat. Inside mine at the minute, I have what do you call it, zeolite, to help with the ammonia, because obviously the more ammonia that's taken out of the tank means the less nitrite you get, which is what this fish tank, with the amount of fish I've had in it, has been suffering with this year. But yeah, they've done all right. They do help keep it very clear, because obviously because of the foams are so fine, they do take the fines out of the water. But to give you a bit of a closer look at what they take out, as I say, they're not fantastic at biological for koi. In fact, by far for koi, they're useless really, biological wise. But if this was a tropical fish tank, they would have worked, or a goldfish fish tank, they probably would have worked an absolute treat. But obviously, as you all know, in the cupboard down here, I've got the sump filter, the Fluval 305, I think it is, and then I've got the Eheim one you can see on the corner of the tank here, in tank filter, the Eheim 500, I think it is. So yeah, we will get some of these foams out to give them a clean and have a bit of a look. The bottom of the tank needs a bit of a vacuum, so I'm going to get that done. You've all seen me siphon and vacuum out the tank before, but when I get the sponges out, you can we'll have a closer look and you can see what they do. Well, that's the bottom of the tank all vacked out. You can see the water level has now dropped. The filters are now splashing away with one bucket, as you can see by my arrows over here. It's dropped by about 2 centimeters of water level, and what we've vacked out is in there. So not overly messy. That's about as much crud that comes out of there these days. But as you can see, the water's still a bit tinted, but at least it's crystal clear, other than being a bit yellow. But that's probably just down as usual to their food. So without further ado, we'll get both of the air filters out. So we've got this one obviously over there, and then one in that corner behind the glare. So I'll snap back to you when I've got them out. So that's clouded up the water a tiny bit getting them out, as always, but as you can see in here now, I've got all 4 filter foams from the filters. Let me just remove this out of the way. There we go, that's now gone. So yeah, all 4 filter foams in there. You can see that I've got one set of small ones and one set of larger ones. 2 different size filters, but as you can see by the outside of these filters, they really do pick up the muck. I mean, they're supposed to be jet black, which obviously they're not at the minute. So we'll start off with one of the smaller ones and we'll see what kind of muck these take out. Don't know how well you guys can see that there. This is how I clean them. Once I've vacuumed out the tank, I'll put all 4 filter foams in a bucket and give them their first set of squeezes. And as you can now see, this is just one of the small foams. It is now, well, you can't move that out of the way, you can't really even see the ones at the bottom anymore. So that's that foam. I'll give one of the big ones a squeeze while it's floating at the top. Look at that. Right, I'll get all 4 of these all squidged out and then I'll snap back to you again. So there you go, that's all 4 filter foams squeezed out, and that's just a week's worth of muck. I don't know why the camera won't focus, it's a bit shaky, that's not me. But yeah, so as you can now see, you can't see in the bottom of the vat. The 4 foams are still in there. But what I'm now going to do is what I do all the time. I'm going to go and empty that down the drain. Why is the camera not focusing? Let's move it a tad. Yeah, empty it down the drain, and then I'll come back and show you round 2. So there you go, clean bucket again. Filter foams are all out of shape because I've just given them a final squeeze down the sink. And what I do now is one more bucket full of water from the pond, kick the camera. So I'm going to vacuum out the bottom of the pot, the bottom of the tank again, into this bucket, and then give them one final squeeze before we put them back. So they're squeezed again in a bit cleaner water. So bear with me and I'll fill the bucket back up. There you go, there's another bucket of tank water, so we can see the bottom again now, and all the foams have come back into shape. 2 buckets of pond water, or tank water in there, does equal 10%. You can just about see the water line there on the 10% mark on the little arrows over here, but it was actually higher than the fill line on it at this time. So what I do now I've got some clean water again, I have re-vacuumed the bottom just to get any last bits out, but I will now give them one final squeeze, and we'll see if any more muck comes out. So we'll start off with the big ones. Yeah, still getting a bit of cloudiness coming out, not a lot, but that's because they were squeezed out. Their final squeezes obviously in a really mucky bucket of water. So there's the first one, a bit cloudy, so by the time I probably finish the last one, it'll be a cloudy bucket of water again, I expect. Yeah, loads still coming out of it. But that's all I do, 2 buckets. I could do a 3rd bucket and get them a bit extra clean, but they don't need that much. But yeah, for taking fines out of fish tanks, if you've got murky water and it's due to fines and not the actual watercolour itself, these little filter air filters are absolutely great bit of kit, especially these ones that have the space for the bio in as well, because not only then have you got your sponges which are producing some bio, you've got your media in the containers producing bio. And say for myself, what I've got in them is zeolite, but you can get them tiny little balls of Biohome Ultimate. They're little fish tank balls, and I tell you what, if they were full in there, that probably would be a really good bio setup. But nah, this does me. So they're all now, every single one all squeezed out. Again, you can see it's a cloudy bucket of water, but they're now clean enough to go back into the tank. So I'm gonna spin back to you once I've got them back in the tank. And there you go, so they're all now back in the tank. Obviously it has gone a tiny bit cloudy, not enough to write home about, but so you've got that one obviously there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that one behind the glare. Just about that down there. A little bit of algae build up growing on that one because that's the closest to the window. But yeah, so they're all happy as Larry in there. So that's, as you saw by my take you back up there, by my triangles, that's a 10% water change for them, two large buckets of water. And then later on in the week I will do the in-tank filter that's here, the Eheim, and then on the weekend we do the one that's in there. Can't open that, the step's in the way, but yeah, you can see it down there. Look, the old Fluval 305, an oldie but a goodie. That's for the Biohome Ultimate. So that's most of the biological, and then the filter foams do all my fines and whatnot, and then that one is an in-betweener, the old Eheim 500. That does a good bit of bio as well as taking out the fines, and as you can see by that, it does really spit out the water. and that gives a good flow around the tank. All the pumps are flowing all the water around there, so there's always a real good flow around this tank. Most of the waste settles roughly where the fish are now, and then they kick it up and it goes down there. So lovely. As I say, that's the filters, the air filters even. Great bits of kit, not ideal if you're keeping koi in a tank, but if you've got air running into the tank anyway, a great addition to a tank, I would say, because you're still getting that airflow into the tank, but you've got the filter foams helping keep the water clear. And if you get ones like myself and Stubbs has recently bought, then they can do biological as well. And you'll see there that the fish pecking away at the edge of the foams. If there's anything, you know, they help keep the foams clear as well. Yeah, great bits of kit. So that's that. Thanks again for watching, and we'll snap back to you in a bizzle. So then, guys, that's the filters. Hope you all found that a little bit interesting, and hope you all found the Blue Tits interesting. I certainly did. They're doing really well, and so are the fry, as you've seen in the video today. So again, thank you all for watching. Like the video if you can, share it to your friends, and we'll catch you all on the next one.